How's it going, guys? Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday or is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Restart. How's it going, guys? Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys, as always, for clicking on the video, watching, supporting. Today's gonna be a little bit of a shorter video because I'm still coughing, and so I don't want to talk too much. I've just been resting all day trying to get this stupid cough out of me. It is very, very annoying. But there was news this morning, refraining Jimmie, or not refraining. That's like keeping away, but pertaining. Is that the right word? Am I looking for pertaining? Damn it! Here we go again. Pertaining Jimmie Johnson and Petty Motorsports. So as you guys know, Jimmie Johnson's now a co-owner along with Richard Petty, and they've changed the name of the race team. It's now called the Legacy Brand Club. Is that the right phrase? Legacy Motor Club. The Legacy Motor Club team, or just Legacy Motor Club, the LMC. That actually rolls off the tongue pretty well. LMC Racing Team. But, Legacy Motor Club. So that's what Petty GMS will now be called. They're no longer called Petty GMS. They're now called Legacy Motor Club. It's still weird not having, racing team or... I'm trying to, get it in my head right now. Racing team or motorsports. It would be kind of cool if it was called Legacy Motorsports. That actually sounds... That had to be on the table. Come on, it had to be on the table. There must have been a reason why they couldn't use that. Legacy Motor Club just doesn't sound as nice to me as Legacy Motorsports. Now that, oh baby, that I'm talking right there. I want to give a shout out to all the Patreon members as always for supporting the channel. Before we go any further, thank you guys as always for supporting the channel, always watching and supporting. Thank you guys as always. So yeah, Jimmie Johnson's going to be in the 84 car, which is very obvious to all of us. We kind of knew the number he was going to pick, 48. Reverse the numbers. 84. The last time I think we've seen the 84 car was the Red Bull team or something like that. I remember, was that the 82 and the 83 or was it the 83? I thought it was the 83 and the 84. I think AJ Allmendinger maybe was in the 84 at a point. I'm just going off the top of my head. I'm not really bothering to look that far behind, but that's the last time I remember the 84 car being on the series. So he's going to do a partial schedule, as you guys know. The first race that we know confirmed is going to be the Daytona 500, but he has to qualify his way in. So Jimmie Johnson must qualify his way into the Daytona 500. I am sure he has plenty of friends in that field that if he needs to in a Gatorade duel, he should have some help. But if the car is fast enough, which I expect it would be fast enough, it should be good to qualify his way in just off pure qualifying. But you never know. It could be a surprise. But, I mean, this isn't some backmarker team. Petty GMS is not a backmarker team. The car should be good enough to qualify his way in. If something goes wrong, the car isn't fast enough, then he will have to go through the duels and do it that way. But if I had to give a percentage, I would say probably 90%. There's a 10% chance he doesn't make the 500 because that always can happen. But I would give him a 90% chance in order to make the 500, which would be really, really cool. After that, he just gets to do races that he wants to do. So that's the cool thing about being the co-owner for Jimmie Johnson. It doesn't really matter about, the sponsors aren't confirmed yet. The crew chief's not confirmed yet, but it's not like he's running a full season. Jimmie Johnson actually put out a tweet. He said 83 wins and counting. So he's actually out here to try and win races. Now, I love a dream. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Jimmie Johnson's just going to come back into the sport and start winning races, but I do think he could be competitive at certain tracks that he chooses. Obviously, he could choose tracks he really likes. He gets to prepare for those races. His crew chief, his team get to prepare for those races, and maybe that will give them the upper hand in order to maybe run in the top 10 or something, but I'm not expecting Jimmie Johnson to really, up the tally on his win counter, just because I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but, the last 3 seasons at Hendrick Motorsports for Jimmie Johnson were not very good. I don't know if that was him or if that was Hendrick. That was pertaining a time where Hendrick Motorsports was a little bit down compared to their normal standards. So I don't put it all on Jimmie, but just compared to his teammates, mainly to Chase Elliott, he definitely wasn't really close. And to his own standards, he wasn't really close. Even his last championship in 2016, that wasn't a Jimmie Johnson championship defining season. He didn't really fully deserve that. What I mean? How you win a lot of races and you're top of Jimmie Johnson's 2016 season, as to how I remember it, was not the greatest, but he was able to win that championship, and so that was really good for him to get that 7 championships. But he wants to get more race wins. I personally don't think it's going to happen, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love for him personally. I would love to his best shot really is that Daytona 500. You guys seen the plate racing? It's still so crazy. And Jimmie Johnson was, in my opinion, a little bit of an underrated plate racer. Earlier in his career, he was, when Jeff Gordon was going through that 2004 to 2007 stretch where he was really, really good at plate races, Jimmie, would definitely try to get a lot of feedback off of Gordon and understand how to make the right moves. He obviously ended up winning the 2006 Daytona 500. He was in the contention for that 2006 Fall Talladega race where Brian Vickers put him and Dale Earnhardt Jr. into the infield. So he was in contention for a lot of plate races earlier in his career. Later in his career, it was a little bit different. They had if you remember, him and Chad Canales always had that option of running single car runs in practice and never going into the draft until race day, basically. I think later in his career, he wasn't the best at plate racing, but he was always solid, decent, okay. I think earlier in his career, it was actually very underrated. I thought he was one of the best plate racers out there, but I do believe with Chevy teammates, with how these plate races run, I do believe Jimmie Johnson will have a very good shot. Obviously, he could even team up with the Hendrick boys. like I'm sorry, Bowman, Byron, Elliott, they're all gonna look at him and be like, oh yeah, we'll help you. Like, yeah, you want to drop in line? Like, yeah, we'll help you out. Like, hop in line, do that. So, and Kyle Larson as well. Sorry, Kyle, I didn't mean to forget you. And his teammates, obviously, Noah Gragson, who will be at Petty GMS, and Eric Jones. I'm talking about this like Jimmie Johnson is a full-time driver, but again, he's not. I'm just really excited to see him in the Daytona 500. And what do you guys think? Do you think first of all, how many races do you think he will do? Over and under 7. Is that the number I'm looking at? I mean, would he run more than that? I don't think he'd run less than that. 7, right? I mean, he's not doing anything else. He can do it if he wants. 10, 15. Does he want to do half the schedule? 18? What races does he want to do, and where does he want to go, and what sponsors can the team find as well? I mean, I don't think it's obviously Jimmie Johnson's not going to fund the car himself. They probably do want to find sponsors for the races that he wants to run, so that's probably going to play a part in it. But what do you think he will do? Let's go 10. Over and under 10. Over 10 races, under 10 races. How many races will he do in the 2023 season? And do you think he can win? I personally don't. But I would really, really be excited if he does. So that's basically the news today. There's also some other news about Kevin Harvick and his retirement. I'm not really going to go into those rumors that much. It's just rumors and stuff. I'm expecting him to retire this year. It's just, in my opinion, I think his contract is up at the end of the season. I am expecting him to retire. I thought Kurt Busch, without the concussion injury, I thought he was going to retire at the end of the season. And he's not, I think he's still going to do some part-time stuff, but I do expect Kevin Harvick to retire at the end of this season. If not, I think he does part-time. I don't think he does a full-time season again after 2023. That's just my opinion. I think he's gotten to he's upper 40s now. I think he's just gotten to that age. His kids are also at a certain age where you kind of want to be with them more. I think after doing NASCAR for over 20 years and doing the schedule and all that and traveling and all that, I think sometimes and most importantly, if the car is not competitive, I don't think Kevin Harvick wants to go through a season like last season where the car was not competitive, not to his standards. And that could be the team, that could be just the age catching up to him. Again, it kind of hits you like a brick wall. When Jimmie Johnson in those final 3 seasons, I do think his age had something to do with it. It didn't really show until in those final 3 seasons, just he couldn't win. And even with Jeff Gordon, 2014 was fantastic. 2015 was a little bit more subpar. And not very good for him, and I think that age it just really hits right away. And Tony Stewart, same thing. Dale Earnhardt Jr., same thing. So it kind of even maybe Matt Kenseth as well to a certain extent. So I think I don't expect Harvick to be dominating like he what the expectations were on Harvick and that 4 team since 2014 because they've been so great. I expect them to have a similar season to last season where they struggle. They don't really win a lot of races. The car's not that fast. It might be a whole SHR thing. SHR as a whole, as an organization, is also not really at the level they should be. So we'll see how it goes there. And also, who do they want to bring in? Who if you lose Kevin Harvick, which is the leader of that team, who do you bring in? That's going to be something that's going to be really complicated and a tough situation to figure out. That's going to be it for me today. I'm going to now rest my throat a little bit. I am holding in my cough right now because I don't want to edit this out. I'm holding it in. I'm not going to cough. Oh God, I'm going to. I thought about it and then it just, it came out. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Just hoping this thing goes away soon. Take care of yourselves. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And it is, by the way, January 11th. We are not that far away from the Clash and the Daytona 500. I'm more excited for the Daytona 500. The Clash is going to be great. I'm excited for it. But the real season for me starts when Daytona comes around. So I'm very, very excited for that. It's only about 1 month away. 1 month and 1 week. Because I think the Daytona 500 is on February 19th, if I remember it correctly. Because I know my birthday is the next weekend. So that's why. I always know when the 500 is. Because I'm like, okay, my birthday is here. Where's the 500? It's usually always the weekend before. It's never on the weekend of my birthday. Never. I've been asking this since I was 5 years old for the Daytona 500 to be on February 25th. I don't think it ever has been. It's been close. I think it's been on the 26th. I think it's been on the 24th. I think it's been on the 23rd. I don't think it's ever been on the 25th. It's very, very frustrating. I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. Subscribe if you're new. Take care of yourselves and peace out.